Hello. Good morning. How's it going? How are we doing? Well, I don't know what I'm doing today. So we're gonna be working it out. Hi, Curls. How's it going? You doing okay? Packing, yeah. I have been awake 40 minutes. I'm doing fine. Wow. I gotta get a lot of packing today, so I'm using for motivation. Fair enough. Fair enough. I will be here, except when I am not here. Yeah. I'll be going for lunch and then I'll be back. It's a two-parter today. It's a two-parter. I don't know why, but something in my brain, in my upbringing, tells me that Monday is the day I have to do a morning stream to be up and productive to start the week. Even though we have abandoned morning streams on every other day. But Monday I'm still like, nah. We gotta keep doing the mornings on Monday. Why there are no laws and no gods, I know. I think it is my own attempt to vaguely stop me from sleeping until 1 in the afternoon literally every day. It's like the single barricade that keeps me waking up before midday. Mainly in preparation for Tuesdays, because on Tuesdays my parents come visit, and because they are still on a normal person's like schedule, even though both of them are retired, when they're like, let's come visit, I'm like, yeah, you can come visit, and then they're like, we're gonna come at 11 in the morning, which for a normal person is fine, but for me it's like, that means I've got to be up. So Monday is like the precursor to that, of like trying to maintain a semblance of order. Right, I'm going on Pinterest today because I'm trying to come up with ideas for things to make for Somna. And this is the style guide for Somna. Which, as you can see, is peak aesthetic. Not here, no. Big starry cloak territory. I was considering a cloak. A la Sky. Because the thing about porting stuff to different avatars is just like, obviously different body shapes and different rigs and stuff, but cloaks are quite open. was also thinking Sky. Yeah, I had this conversation with a couple of friends the day that Somna was announced. This was before this was even a thing. Literally, they just went, "It's called Feraldi Somna, and the theme is dreams." I was immediately talking with some friends, and I brought up sky cloaks. Which the default cloak is basically just this. And it has the little wing cutouts with stars going down the back, which we can make. We could, if we did that, we could just use some of these Somna sigils if we just wanted to like not be subtle about it. But there's a lot of different ones. Good morning, Core. There's loads of different ones in Sky now as well as the thing, so it doesn't have to be the feathery one per se. But my main thought there is, how do I rig it? Because in Sky, they actually, the cloak like comes round the arm like that, and I'm just trying to work out how that would work in a VR thing where you move your own arms. Because it like wraps around their front when their arms are down here, you know? Whereas I feel like with VR, I'd want to like map the corner of the cape maybe to the arm. So when your arm is down, it would just kind of like scrunch up there, but then you can open your arms up and actually like flap the cape. I think is probably like the kind of vibe I would go for. Like, do I just go for the very not subtle of just like, it is just the basic cape from Sky? Or do we try and make it a bit more different? Literally the icon for it in Sky is this with 2 cutouts. Right, special capes. See, there is a cape that is also a scarf, obviously like throwback to Journey, but like a scarf also? Because like these guys have these little scarves on. This one's got like a shawl. And it's all made from this like same fabric. So, like, because I've learned from when I made the cropped hoodie that weirdly you would think, oh, scarf, you rig that to the neck. Actually, no. We rig that to the chest. So it stays still, and your head can, like, move and rotate and not clip through the scarf. So, like, that would be, I feel like, maybe kind of quick to do, because I basically just make a tube, and then I would just do the whole little, like, have the scarf come out like that, and I'd make it like really freaking long scarf, and then we just like fizzbone it. Just a really long fizzbone, and like that would be it. Like it wouldn't even need a lot of rigging, because it is just like map this to chest bone so it doesn't move. Put in some blend shapes. This is me thinking aloud, by the way. I don't need people to respond if you have no clue what I'm talking about, because obviously I'm thinking about work stuff. Because if I just did it like that, I would potentially keep keeping it slightly avatar neutral, which obviously makes it more appealing to more people. kind of like how I was gonna try to do with like I've done with the tail is avatar neutral and the antlers I made are avatar neutral. So if I made like a scarf that's avatar neutral, so I've already seen like people are already making stuff for this. This has been out for a couple of months now. Like these little bits of jewelry here that have like these stars orbiting around the wrist and stuff, already made. Got made within like a day. Literally just like a 1-to-1. These already exist. So we get to the chest, we want blend shapes. Oops. Blend shapes to adjust size. Because if it's only rigged to one bone, I wouldn't even really need to use VRC Fury to set it up. If it's only rigged to one bone, then people just have to drag and drop it to that bone and position it. Which gets rid of the VRC problem for multi-avatars, because the problem, like, VRC Fury is great for linking up. It has a great system for linking up clothes to avatars because it syncs up all the bones, but the bones all have to be named the same. And you would think that VR chat creators would use a unified system, but I've discovered that they don't sometimes. There are sometimes avatars that just have differently named bones, which baffles me, considering that VR chat does kind of have a unified system of, you have, the core ones tend to be the same of head, neck, chest, and things like that. Not necessarily just head, but head, neck, chest, spine, those tend to be the same. But then you start to get different bone. I know, right? But then you start to get different because you have some people who go like, upper arm, lower arm. But I've literally seen an avatar where one person was like, tricep and bicep and things like that. And when you have to use it, when you're trying to use a system that is linking things up when they have the same name, if you're trying to keep it avatar neutral, it's like harder. And it's like, So if we just rig it to chest, one bone, it doesn't matter if it's been named the torso bone or something instead. They can just drag and drop it onto, it just has to be the bone in that position. It doesn't matter what it's named. Why is this bone's name Steven? Why do piranha plant have bone in it? Torso bone connected to the scarf bone. Now you're getting it. So yeah, so it would literally just be like, the most awkward part probably of the whole thing would be trying to model a knot. Because I can't even draw knots. Whenever I have to do like a knot for something, like if I was like, for example, the back of PK scarves in all the drawings, it was literally like 2 pieces of cloth come together, and then I was just like, it's a ball, and it's got like a little thing like that, and the bit's coming off like here, and it's like, ta-da, that's a knot, and it's like, it really isn't. It really isn't. just don't look at it too close. Yeah. All of these example outfits are super cute. So yeah, my next thing was going to be, we're going to go to Pinterest. Pinterest is already showing me some amazing starry stuff because of the boards that I have for, obviously, other characters. Mostly Kika. I think my main goal at the moment is to try to work on stuff that isn't going to take me ages, which is why I'm like kind of not looking at doing just like a full outfit. And a lot of the images that I'm seeing are full outfits, which look amazing, but I don't want to time sync. I want to be doing more kind of like accessories than necessarily full outfits. Yeah, lots of clothes, lots of clothes. I want like accessories. Core got egg. Core got egg. Ooh, like a tiara? That could be fun. I saw people making bracelets and stuff. Literally like using these, but like making an actual like tiara would be fun. Yeah. So the text is outfits prominently feature soft pajama inspired clothing. So not necessarily pajamas, but pajama inspired. Gentle colours with illuminated celestial motifs such as stars and constellations. Style can be tailored to personal preferences, but notably include jewelry, dream weave scarves, which is highlighted, sashes and shawls, which are these sort of bits here, like they've kind of all got one. Like this person has it on this sort of like under thing, but they kind of all have this material. So yeah, making a scarf would be cool, and the cloak. Somna sigils are intended to be used on clothing to give elegant rosy gold accents that can have a special effect with the Ferality Somna shader, which has not released yet. And they added a colour palette. Yeah, they've done a good job with the style guide this year. It's descriptive. There's examples. It's got little sigil logos on it. It's got a colour palette. It's got a description, and it came out nice and early. Umbra's style guide came out like a month before the show, which if you are an asset maker is not a long time. If the theme was stars and not dreams, I suggest, and of course assuming it wasn't time, a Gustarian. No, I'm not making a Gustarian. But yeah, Obviously, there's a lot of there's a lot of stars in it, but technically the theme is dreams. Technically, which is why the clothing looks like pajamas. See, even though the thing is that I do have this thought in my head of like it goes completely against the style guide, but it would be kind of cool if the theme is dreams, if there was like a sub theme of like nightmares, just to like counteract it. But would people buy it? Because it's not on brand for the theme. And let's be honest, people love freaking stars and blues and purples and things like that. Like, people have been going feral for this theme. It's like everyone's already like, oh my god, this is like the best theme ever. So it's like, to go against it, probably not a good decision. Nightmare is another kind of dream. Like, yeah, like it's not fully against it in that it fits. But obviously, this is the style. This is the style guide. This is literally their of like, hey, if you want to make stuff for the show, if you want to be, you know, if you want to match the theme, this is what it looks like. Finish that off. It would depend on how you executed it, but it's on theme, yeah. Because being the MMO trash that I am, I did think about World of Warcraft, which has the Emerald Dream and the Emerald Nightmare. Two opposites of one another. And as you can tell from the name, the Emerald Dream is actually more green-coloured, green-themed, because it's to do with druids. It's more green-themed. But the Emerald Nightmare is not. The Emerald Nightmare is reds and blacks, unsurprisingly. Shock and horror for nightmare colours. But I was kind of just like considering looking at the two just in contrast to one another. Which is why I've got Pinterest open at the moment. I completely didn't write down the thing that I said before that I had open on this page, which was like a tiara. Because again, and much like the antlers, the tiara is actually quite simple. It's just going to be a circle modelled into a nice shape, and then I just add in blend shapes to change the size of it on like the different axes of like, you know, make it wider, make it longer, so that people can fit it to their heads, basically. And again, it only has to be it doesn't even have to be really rigged. It's just an asset, so it can just be placed on the head bone. If you did a big scarf, we could also just do little scarves. What if I just like made a collection of scarves? Because there's so many different types of scarves, and everybody always has a different preference of like which one they like. So if we had like big scarf, then we could also have like almost like a bandana, like neckerchief kind of thing. technically made one of these. It was made for Pirate, though. And that was a private commission, so, I'm not going to be reusing that. So I'd have to make another one. Mind you, Pirates was all really torn, and that's not the vibe. It's one of those things where I feel like it would work better if I did it in pairs. It's so me that you see a theme that's exactly your aesthetic and then go, but what if opposite for drama? Yeah. Like, the thing is, as well, is, like, I wouldn't wear it, but I'm like, I know people, who would. This is so my aesthetic. I'm not going to wear it. But I was like, but what if it was evil? Because I feel like with the other ones, it was, especially with, like, Umbra being sort of like sci-fi mix between like Star Wars and Dune and all of that. Dune, and all of that. It's like easy to have someone who is like, have someone who is good or someone who is quote unquote bad, but visually they'd probably look very similar because they're just wearing those kind of clothes. Whereas with a thing like this, if someone is I feel like if this is the good guys, having someone who is the bad guys would be very visually different. Because there's a very obvious opposite, which we haven't had in the past, of like with Aqua and with Silver and stuff. Aqua was obviously underwater. Silver was very sort of like Breath of the Wild, like foresty, naturey kind of things. And it's like the opposite was like almost with Silver, the opposite is like too opposite of like if it's nature, then you go industry, and it's like, okay, well then you're like really opposite because it doesn't match. And Aqua didn't really have an opposite because just being on land is not really the same as being underwater. But with Somna, it's like the opposite of it, of nightmares being the opposite of dreams, but nightmares still fits in the theme in a way. Of like, it's the opposite, but it still fits. So it feels ideal. So like, if we had like a nice a straight edge here, but then if we had like a tattered one for the nightmare one. I'm gonna make a different, I'm gonna go over here. I'm wondering if what I could do is make them packs of 2. Without making more work for myself. As in, I make an asset that is the dream version and one that is the nightmare version. Because depending on the asset, that could just be as simple as a different texture. And so depending on how I do it, it could just be a texture. Like, we could make these all torn up for the nightmare versions, but we could also just be like, the Somna, the dream version is, your nice pastel pinks and blues and gradients and all that of just, really pretty patterns and stuff. And then we just go, well, cool, well, here's the nightmare one. It's all dark and red and all of that. How difficult would it be to make yourself semi-transparent, or am I way out of scope? Depending on what shader you use, that's just a setting. Depending on what shader you use. And the problem with that is that Ferality, for its events, makes its own shader. Which is not out yet. So, that's slightly awkward. Anything that requires shader magic, can't do yet. Could do it with other shaders, but people will want to use the Ferality shader because the Ferality shader is tailor-made and interacts with the world. With the Ferality worlds that you go in, so you're gonna want to use it. Like, I've seen people with avatars in VR chat that are quote-unquote holograms, where the thing is partially transparent, but then they put that kind of like liney, staticky effect also over the top, and they look like holograms out of like Star Wars. Very, very doable if you know how. Ooh, I just had an idea, which is going to be definitely would be more of a, it has to be made to fit to certain avatars because it comes off the arms. What if you had the most shittily drawn person ever? And then you had these like bracelet cuffs that went over the hand, over the wrist, sorry. And attached to those cuffs are like drapey bits. Like that. That could be fun. How would you attach it to the back? My version could be the same clothes and colours but slightly tattered and transparent. Not a bad idea. I don't know about the transparent, but I was kind of thinking the same thing, of different colour and with maybe slightly tattered edges. And I could make that a blend shape. So I don't even have to like include two different meshes. I could make it a blend shape that you toggle on and off to add in the tattered edges. Because I almost feel like it, you know, if approaching this like as a product, it's giving dancer gear in the best ways. Yes, that's not a bad idea. I could look at dancer gear. How does it attach at the back though? I actually quite like this idea. It wouldn't be avatar neutral for the reasons I said of like people. It's literally these core bones here in the spine tend to be called the same, and the moment you get to like legs and arms and stuff, sometimes they get given weird names. So I can't rightly market them as universal assets. Yeah, how would you attach this? How would you have this attached? Would you make it like a scarf as well? Would you attach them to the upper arms like this? How attach bone, indeed. Why do piranha plant have bone in it? You know what? Why have I... That's actually a really obvious idea that I've not seen anyone do. If the theme is dreams, why are there not dream catchers? I haven't seen anybody make a dream catcher. You could have a dream catcher that you just like attach wherever. Well, you could just have it attached wherever you want. You know, you could scale it down teeny tiny and make it an earring. You could attach it to your belt. You could just... Things that I've seen, because the theme is dreams, is you could just have it float next to you. I've already seen people make stuff that it just floats in the air next to you and is just attached invisibly because video games. You just make a dream catcher. You know, use some of these symbols on it. This one in particular. These two already give Dreamcatcher vibes. I love this little starbird. When they announced Somna, I even said of like, I technically have a character that I already have who is just on brand already, i.e. Kika. And this was literally about 2 weeks after I'd finished Kika's VR model, and then they announced this as the theme, and I was like, done, my outfit's done. I just go as Kika, and I'm on brand. There you go. Yeah, we could have some... Don't take Kika for a spin, you're a fool. I know, right? Edges. Shape. Because yeah, I mean, I want to try to get some of this made and done, and I am sort of trying to focus more on speed, which is why I don't want to go for full outfits, because we're almost at the end of April, and I think Ferality is in June, which means I kind of only have the entirety of May to make stuff and get it out for people to get. This is the sort of a realization I have this morning of like, if I want to make stuff for Ferality, which I do, I need to be making it. I think they've made their own iconography. They're probably trying to avoid real world iconography. Correct. This is true. Hi, Das. Oh my god, both my mods are in my chat on a Monday? Is the world ending? To be fair, this was actually a critique that I actually responded on their. I know it's not going to be exclusively me, but this was a critique that I had of Umbra when I filled in the Umbra like response form after the convention of like, what did you think of the convention? And in general, I was like, the convention was great, all of this, all of that, it's all good. But I said, I was like, the theming was good, but the design document wasn't great in the fact that you only provided clothing examples, bearing in mind that in the furry fandom, not everyone wears clothes. Whereas in both Silver and Aqua, they had markings that you could just put on your fur if you wanted to. And so I actually put in the feedback form of you need to bring back having markings for people who don't want to wear clothes, which they have done, which is nice. I'm in your chat that I'm coming to you live from under my bed. And Das is unemployed. Yay. Oh god, Pinterest just showed me some of the hand jewelry, the ones that's like the claws with the little chains. Very pretty, could very much be on brand. Hands are the worst thing to rig. Absolutely the worst thing to rig. I nearly sent you one of those from my own Pinterest, and I was like, no, I won't do that to her. Yeah. Yeah. I have an avatar base that has some of those. Which, funny enough, is the Amara base, which is the base that Den refers to as the mommy base. Are you hunting into the bed as an alibi because the Pope died, or usual rituary? Wait, the Pope's dead? Holy fucking shit! 11 minutes ago, BBC. The Pope died on Easter Monday, you cannot write it. Huh. I'm no longer receiving my news from Tumblr, I'm instead getting it from Twitch chat. I just don't get news anymore, because I'm not, to be fair, I used to also get my news from Tumblr, and I don't really use Tumblr anymore. Which is ironic, because out of all of the social medias that are an absolute hell site, Tumblr is doing okay. That's insane. For illegal reasons, this is a joke. Don't get your news from social media. Yeah. We wait 3 days and see what happens. I mean, yeah. Time to. I just giggled at it. Time to re-listen to Angels and Demons again because I just finished my last audiobook. Love to come in and flashbang people with knowledge. Learning about major world events while you are streaming is certainly an experience. Not the Dan Brown. I'ma do it. I finished my last book. I needed a new one to listen to. I'll just re-listen to Angels and Demons again. It's a good book. We can't go back. Maybe you can't go back. I can. Also, I'm not being hyperbolic. I have genuinely finished my current audiobook, which is Board Gay Werewolf. It was very good. So fuck it. Let's re-download Angels and Demons. God damn it, they keep changing the mobile app. Why can I not sort by author anymore? What the fuck? Authors, there it is, they hid it. Very slowly going through Driz. Yay! Yay! Listening to the Dritz books was also fun because I was just passively gaining information about the Sword Coast because, you know, it is set around there. So I was just passively gaining, like, world lore. You need books? I don't need books because obviously I'm limited to credits. I'm part of a book club now, Carls. I was about to recommend Hell Followed With Us as a book with religious themes, but then realised that book too horrific for me is definitely not for you. Oh yeah, that's probably a good benchmark of yeah. If even you were like, oh Jesus, then probably not. Is it me or does anybody else have no idea who the Pope was? Oh no, it's me as well. You know, not religious in the slightest. Which, you know, was why my reaction was, oh shit, the Pope's dead. And then that was kind of it. I do like this idea. I feel like the scarves are definitely like a nice quick way to go. It's good though. If you want a horror novel about trans kid having to be forcibly turned into an angel boy, have I got a book reg for you? Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, you know me, I don't tend to go for horror as a genre. Jesus fucking shit. Which, you know, considering our conversations is ironic. Not for Blue. No, I don't think that one's for me. I might need more spoons to read that. Okay, so if we followed to come back in, if we followed back on the scarf theme, another scarf that we could do would be the sort of what I'm going to call the Tala style scarf, where we have the scarf that goes around the neck and then two bits of fabric that come down the front. Like that. And then we would have, let me do stuff like this. So this would be like a fizz bone. placement, basically. I could have, like, a little Fizzbone here, one there, and one there. And then, like, this would be entirely Fizzbones. Cape, it would be an awkward one because it would be, like... I think to do the cape, I would have to use constraints. Which is always... Constraints. In that the outer edge would be rigged to the arms, and then I would also have some bones, like, here, and I would constrain them so that when the arm moves up, this bone moves up to follow it, so the whole cape, like, flares out. And then the opposite also happens of when the arm moves down, this moves down. I think I'm like ping-ponging between talking with chat and coming with ideas. Let me scroll back up. You guys actually went so fast I had to scroll back up. Given our talks. Me and Das have had conversations in the last 2 days alone. Lou arrives at my house and I throw books at her until she's buried in them. I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm content. It is her affection language. It is, it's true. I'm talking about bones. Your reaction is the scene from Lilo and Stitch where she hucks a book at the agent's face. Yes, that's true. This is not a bit. Culls has already offered me a book. Because, as I mentioned, I'm actually part of a book club, and they haven't voted yet on which book is the book for next month. Because, spoiler alert, Board Gay Werewolf was this month's book, which I have now finished, which was good. And one of the 3 books that is up for voting for next week's is a book that Curls has been trying to get me to read for about 5 years. So when I told her of, like, oh hey, this book is up for voting in our book club, she was like, I'll just give you my copy. But we haven't voted yet. I don't know when the vote's happening. I don't know if it's going to happen this week. I think the vote might happen this week, so we'll find out. The other option, I don't remember if I actually said, Curls. One of the other options, so we've got How to Lose the Time War, which is the book that Curls has been recommending. One of the other options is Hal's Moving Castle, which, given the furry community, I feel could be a tight contest, actually. This is How You Lose the Time War is like 70 pages. Maybe I'll read it anyway. I 4 hours 30 left for Homeland. I might need to push through this event. Yes, do it! Do it! Because this is the thing, is that when you're reading book 1 of a very long series, it's like, we gotta do a lot of setup. We gotta do a lot of setup. I've never actually read Hal's because I know people have strong opinions about it. Interesting. So that's why it's probably a good choice for a book club. Ash by Melinda Lowe is not available for me to listen to. Why not? Oh, it's not on my wish list anymore. Have they just straight up removed it? I've never encountered that before. Have they just straight up removed it? I've never had that before. Oh. Oh. Two things. Amazon is a US company, and B, Ash 5 Million Below is one of the most banned books in the US for you. Oh. Oh, okay. Wait, yeah, I also own Ashes. It's not on my wishlist. I also own it. Search your next edition. I can't talk. I'm just looking on the website. Yeah, unavailable. Fucking look at this. In my library, unavailable. I hadn't even listened to it yet. Not to be spicy in the furry Twitch chat. Oh no, furries never have opinions on anything. Me hoarding my little library. This is political action, actually. Yeah, me with my hoard of Nintendo games. You and me are on the same page, just with different mediums. That's bullshit. They should give me a refund at least. I hadn't got round to listening to that because I forgot that I had got it. Put in a ticket. Yeah, I would put in a ticket. That's both should. I don't know how. Help. Help. Need assistance. Contact us. I think it just falls under the something else category. Trouble playing audiobook. Let's go with that. Oh my god, this entire system is ass! Wow. Yeah, I gotta get back to it. I have to look at it later. Okay, where did I get to? So, while I'm talking about bones, to get back to it, while I'm talking about bones, I feel I want these to have a little bit of sway to them, so I feel like it would be a bone that just goes down, like, straight in the middle. Like that. So that these can sway a bit. I don't know. My main thing is, how do I connect these? Do we make it like a necklace? I think it's like, you know, a scarf necklace thing, or do we go for just arms only? How do I make these connect? Mm-hmm. Hmm. FFXIV dancer. Let's actually have a look. Maybe if I'm going to be selling scarves, and like maybe I want people to go for both, so maybe we go for like an upper arm. Maybe we go for an upper arm thing so people can have like both these and a scarf. So that they can like combo bits together. The alternative is, if I copy this, we could do both. The alternative is, instead of having, ones like that, we could do like one big one that just links the two arms, so we could go like this. Although that would provide more awkward things because of people's tails when you're dealing with the furry fandom. Oh, I just remembered a piece of Monster Hunter armor from World. Monster Hunter, was it called the Astral Scarf? Was it the Astral Scarf? Yeah, the Astral armor set from World, sorry. Flipping central right there. I'm sorry. Look at this. Look at this! It's an armor set from World. Like, I wouldn't make the whole thing, but the head, because the headpiece. The headpiece for that armor. Let me just merge this down. The headpiece for that armor actually isn't touching the entire thing. Is a scarf that just floats over your head. I mean, I don't know why I'm being exact. So it's like a veil almost. It just floats. It doesn't actually touch it, and then the scarfy bits just trail away. We could definitely recreate that. Astral Scarf. Monster Hunter WO, because now we also have Monster Hunter WI, just to be confusing. I'd have to call it something else because it's literally called the Astral Scarf in the game. So if I literally made the Astral Scarf and called it the Astral Staff, I would probably get in trouble. Very cool, the belt was real nice. I might have to load up the game to look at them individually because all of the pictures are of the entire, like, people wearing the whole armor set, which means it's hard for me to, like, pull out which bit is the belt. Oh, I think I see what you're referring to. Because this was in the old times when we had gendered armor. What a strange concept. Armor doesn't have a gender. I'm guessing you mean this bit here on the male armor, because you'd have had the male one, whereas I obviously had the female one. So I'm guessing you mean this, like, little side thing here. That is pretty cool. I do like that. The astral shawl. To be fair, astral shawl works fine. I'm guessing you mean that little gold thing there. That'd be your belt. That's pretty neat, because our style guide has a belt shawl kind of thing on both of these people, but they're both of the, like, star cloth. Dreamweave, that's the name of it. So if we could make one that isn't that. And then we could make it like a chain. And it's got, like, things hanging down off of it. Just to be different. What a time to whack out the Astro gear, yeah? Yeah, let's FFXFV Astrologian. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid making clothes. I talked earlier about how I've seen people just have, like, little things, like, floating around them. I could literally make one, like, a replica of one of the Astrologian weapons in a way, like utilizing these Somna sigils. But just make it into a big floaty thing and just have it float alongside you. Ioun stones. Could do Ioun stones as well. The thing is, though, what does an Ioun stone look like? Because they're just stones. That's just a rock. Built on the level 80 Astro is pretty on that level. You're busy packing, so I don't want to ask things of you, but if in the evening when you are taking a time out you want to send me some of your fave Astro stuff, I won't say no. But yeah, I could try making an Astro globe to just, like, follow you around. Can't spell. I believe they're referred to as followers within the sort of VR community space. I'm not gonna... Hang on. VR chat follower. I love when you search for stuff on Gumroad and it doesn't bring up the thing that you've looked for. It's like, you wanted booby ladies? Like, no, I don't think I typed that in, Gumroad. I don't believe I typed that in. That's Gumroad for you. Let's try Jinxie. Jinxie's search is probably more helpful. Jinxie. Follower. Oh yeah, this one I literally saw the other day. Someone's already made one for Somna. They've made a little star dragon, which I love, and I kind of really want him. So it's this little thing, and it just like hovers around you. So that's using a constraint. That's following your hand. This is so cute that someone made. And there's toggles for it. So I could make it like an astro globe that just follows you around. Thank you, girls. I'm getting distracted, so I'm going to do it. Bye! Our conversation was too engaging. Our conversation was too engaging. Girls had to work. Yeah. I don't know how they work. So I could design a globe based off some of these sigils. So it'd be like something in the center and then like a crescent around it. And we could do like another one. Or something, I don't know. I'd have to look. Thank you, Das. Oh, these are cute. I found some like starry like bags on Pinterest. So what other accessories? So there's like a little leather pouch bag. Hi, Cookie. I like that one. That one has like a little thing on the side. It has like a little scroll in it. That's kind of fun and different. So I could give that like a strap that just goes round, and people could like put that on their hip. They could put it on their leg. Let me save that one. I can go in Kika again because it's all starry. Hello, I'm back. We have returned. The internet is back. Hopefully it does not run away again. Hello, Ko. Hi. Oh, I'm like really far forward. Hang on. Need to get myself comfy at my desk. Ugh. I shall chase and fish if it does. Thanks, Cash. How you doing? I hope you slept well. Wah. Okay, there we go. Okay. I've made a cup of tea. I went for a walk, got some fresh air, had some food, made a cup of tea. What? It was Pumpkin, you know, you snitched on him and took out your intro. I didn't snitch on Pumpkin. I kept it a secret. I didn't tell. I'm not a narc. And Cozy stayed up a bit late again, but I was cuddling so worth. Nice. Excellent. I also stayed up too late, but I was drawing my OCs in awful situations. Thumbs up. Das isn't here to verify. Drama babies! Yeah! Oh boy. Even 5 years after our D&D game is finished, my D&D characters still continue to have bad times. Alright, so what we were doing this morning is we were trying to sketch out some ideas for stuff to make for Somna, and then the internet died. So the general vibe is I want to go for just like small accessories. I don't feel like making full sets of clothes. So we're going for like small accessories. I'm a big fan of the scarves ideas because I like scarves, if you couldn't tell from all my characters that also have scarves. So I kind of like making a scarf because there are scarves in our style guide. And we've got these sashes as well. So I kind of like the idea. I still need to finish my booth. Oh my gosh, yes. Wow. I did not get a booth this year, but I'm still excited. Because the theme is mwah. I will make a point to visit your booth. I will go hunting for it. Okay, so I don't think this idea of this being one solid piece is going to quite work because of people having different tails. I want it to be avatar neutral, whereas I could connect this to upper arm, lower arm, and I can make these bits adjustable, and that would keep it somewhat neutral, or at least easy to port to other bases. So yeah, it was browsing Pinterest for ideas. So I quite like the little bag that we found. Oh, that's already cute. We've already got another one. Let's put some music on. Memory of a warm place. Just nice. That's kind of cool. Let me do an interpretation of that. So it's like an hourglass. And it's got stars in it. And then we could like have a little thing so that you could like hang it off the side. We could put like some little sigils and stuff here. Put like a little gold flare around the top. And just put like a fizz bone in it so it swings. That could be quite pretty. We could put one of the Somna sigils on there. We've got all of these that we can work with. So we're busy being, besides socialising, and also staff. Oh my goodness. So I'll be on the job moderating on and off. Excited, but also nervous because I'm new to the staff. Ooh. Did you grab the shader? It's officially out? I did not. Is it? We literally talked about this morning. Opens up the Ferality Discord. I'm in too many Discords. Where is it? There it is. Hello, Dash. Where is it? I need to find it. I will need that. I must have missed that announcement. Casually mentioned in announcements. Like, yeah, I must have completely, like, glazed over that one. I'll have to go hunting for that after stream. So yeah, I like this idea because we got the little like globe thing as well. What else could we have? Because like the hourglass is kind of neat for sleepy things. We could also do like again similar vibe. We could do like stars and stuff, the moons and things, and we could have like the little like kind of lamp, like Aladdin dream lamp almost. That's not what it looks like, but this is just coming up with ideas. We could have that. We could have like a little flame coming off of it. What else could we do? Ooh, that's an idea. I've already seen people do earrings, but we could do like an ear cuff kind of thing. So if people have, you know, their ears, we could have something that goes round. Have like some swirls, some little stars or diamonds or something, and have that go round the back of the ear. What else could we do? Just browsing for ideas. Like pretty crystal things. Could just do for earrings and stuff. We could do like a braided like accessory to hang off the belt. We could have like a thing, like a little thing come off here. Like that. Let me drink some tea. We could do like a, let's see. This is where we sort of go over the line of clothing versus accessory, but we could do like a kind of slightly tabard-ish belt, where we have like the belt, and we have a little bit of cloth come down the front. You know, we could do like a moon, half moon, crescent moon kind of thing. Bit of filigree down the side. We could do like some nice sort of like loopy bits. That might be a bit more tricky. That one would be, this would be a fitted thing. I don't think I could make this neutral. That would have to be fitted to a particular base. Whereas some of these I'm trying to keep like quite neutral. Ooh, that's, yeah, why didn't I think of that? A potion bottle. We could have like a bottle in a holster. So we'd have like one with like a... We could do them in like different shapes as well. So we could have a potion bottle with some stuff. We could have a little wrap around there, and then that's how you can attach it. Kind of thing, but then we could also do like a... more like a funky shape like this. Maybe you can make a few cues from the space goats. Seems a similar theme or look. Space goats? Oh, yes! The Draenei. I probably spelt that wrong. You go, Draenei. You're right there. That's not a bad shout. Some of the Draenei stuff. I love that the April Fool's Draenei redo still shows up. Draenei mention have been summoned. Yeah. Going to all the WoW players. Yeah, we could make like a floating thing to go in front of the head, kind of like Draenei have their little sigils. I don't know if I just make it the Somna sigil because that's, I don't know. But you could do something like that. So we could do, so if we had like the shoulders, doing this so quickly, instead of doing like something that's like attached to the shoulders, we could do like a floating thing. Have like the Somna sigils like floating over it. You know, like for like a we could call it like the Dream Defender or something. Protect them from the bad dreams. Couldn't lie for me recall the actual name, I just recall that they are space goats. That's fair. We haven't played WoW in like, what, 10 years? You could just do like floating crystals. Crystals are always a vibe. The trick would be texturing them to make them look nice. Could do like some shards floating off the crystals. Yeah, we already brought up the Emerald Dream and the Emerald Nightmare in our morning stream. I was talking about how it might be cool for all of the stuff that I'm hoping to make. I don't know how much of it I will actually make. We do two versions. That's one that's like the textbook Somna, Pretty and Starry, and then we do a dark nightmare version of it as well. Basically an alternate texture. If we were going for like a defender kind of thing, we could also make weapons. We could make like some cool sort of like starry themed weapons, like spears and things, and staffs. So I made a note of a cuff here, of thinking of like it could go on your wrist or your ankle, but it could also be a tail cuff. You could make like a tail cuff, because some of the Draenei have like things on their tails. I've been wanting to play WoW again, but I don't have the muns for it. Let's go back to Pinterest. What other ideas do we have on Pinterest? Ooh! I just saw a book on Pinterest, but that reminded me of what this was like a Tumblr fad at one point. Book holsters for your mages. So if we made like a belt, then we had a little bit of like a strap attached here, and we had it come down here, and instead of it being a bag or a sword, it's a book. Or we could even, instead of doing it that way around, we could have it be wider and it goes to the spine. It's like attached to the spine of the book. What? I looked into it and what was shader was quite released. It's still test, but should be available in the VCC. Honestly, I haven't looked myself. I've seen people working with it. Okay, that could be good to know if I am going to start making stuff, because I did sort of think of like I don't have the shader. I'm not very good at using shaders, to be honest. I do the bare minimum with Poyomi. I'm not sure not sure if I should get back into WoW. The thing is that I talked about this a lot the other day. Weirdly enough, while we were playing Final Fantasy XIV, about pretty much all of my time with WoW was a solo player experience, but I still enjoyed it. I didn't really play with people when I got into WoW. I was very new to MMOs and also to just playing online in general. So I mostly did it on my own. You can get like some sigils like put on the front and stuff. We were talking about the shader, and they were just in the background, like, people let us cook. We're letting them cook. They're cooking. They're cooking. Cooked. Ooh, that's fun. We did make a necklace for Kika. We could just make another necklace. I'm not going to really sketch that because there's lots of different ones, but I'm just going to be like... necklace. The different ones. That's kind of fun. That's kind of like a slight variant on this sort of like scarf design, but instead of it going to the body, it's kind of like coming down instead. So it kind of like starts up here, so it's like an upper arm thing, and then it has the scarf come down like that. That could be fun. Slightly like Uthduna's armor. Uthaduna armor. Images. Yeah, it's a little like the sleeves on the Uthaduna female armor. Or set 2 armor. You get a picture. So it like comes down there and it's 2 splits. That's like its own separate bit there. Also, this headdress is really nice. That's really nice. That's because it's kind of feathery, and obviously I quite like feathers. connect it to a thing and put a little star like that. Nice armor sets. I don't have the interest in WoW anymore beyond nostalgia. I mean, nostalgia's not a bad thing. Too many games, too many adult things, not enough time. This is also true. This is also true. My primary argument for myself is that I shouldn't pay for a two game subscriptions at once. That is my primary argument that is stopping me. Of I'm currently paying for Final Fantasy, and if I want to play WoW, I should cancel my Final Fantasy sub, and I don't want to do that because I'm playing through the story on stream, and I am enjoying it. So. I'm just eating some Easter chocolate. And there's so many cool outfits on here, but I don't want to do outfits. That's a fair point. I've made a note of, like... I got, like, scarves and a slight note to a cloak, but we could make, like, a train? Not like a choo-choo train. Kind of like a, like, wedding train. It's not quite the same as a cape, but, like, goes quite flat and goes across the ground. I have this thing where I also hyperfixate on games for a bit right now. Obviously repo, but I'm trying to play FF for friends with friends, but the level grind. I get that. I get that. As someone who is also playing FF. Plenty of outfits I wish a bit more skilled because I want one for the Pride Pup. Ah. But now just focusing on assets to get the look. Yeah, I get that. What did I click on that erased my tools? I wasn't looking and I was fidgeting. There we go. Can't justify 2 subs. Nope, can't justify 2. One or the other. Yeah, I think that's kind of why I'm less wanting to make clothes, because clothes I feel have to be fitted to a base. But if things are more kind of like accessories, I can keep them more neutral and more people can have access to them. For people who have like very niche avatar bases. I got a lot of ideas here. I need to kind of like pick one and have a go at making it, I feel. Or at least starting to make it. What level are you? I recall there being an XP bonus ring for newbie quests. Good question. I think I'm almost level 30. I think that probably might qualify for the level XP ring still. You'd know more about this core because I actually haven't done it because I'm like level 80. Ooh, Ooh, those are some cool looking horns. What if we did to branch from that idea? I'm just gonna make a note of these. What if there were like floating horns? Just a quick sketch to get the idea across. Because there's loads of horn assets out there that you can get for VR chat now. I don't need to make just plain old horns. There's a lot of them. Pokemon Paracock is still niche, but also popular, but not many clothing assets out for it, and I cry. Also, I enjoy my friend's company for the boost there, and he makes me XP boost foods. I know I'm at the point where I need to really be doing FF version of Dungeon, so I'm just Well, I mean, if you're ever around for an evening and I'm not also like busy, which often happens, but hey, I play FF as well. Can log on and do some dungos with you. Ring caps out at 30, newbie quest starts at 15. It gives you a full set of comparable gear to dungeon gear. The ring is just for completing the chain. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was very anti doing dungeons, and FF like taught me how to do them in a sense. Because like I said earlier, WoW was a very single player experience for me, and I was very, very opposed to doing dungeons in WoW. I was basically scared of them. Because essentially I was like, I don't want people to have to rely on me, and then I fuck up, and then people are mad at me. So I just avoided doing them. But then FF was literally here like, no, you need to do story to advance. You have to do dungeons to advance the story, and I was like, God damn it. And all of my friends came and did the dungeons with me, and eventually I learned how to do dungeon mechanics. Cute. Okay, I should probably pick some of these to actually make now. FF has been my hype focus for the moment, so if you're on our data server, I'll be around. Well, you can like visit, can't you? I forget how it goes. Got kidnapped to a primal behemoth from the get-go to get rice, of course. Cole got a shiny Doublade! Nice! Cole got a shiny! Let's go. Right, I should just pick something. We've got like an hour left on stream already. That went really fast. Because we're going grocery shopping at 5. Yeah. In FF, which I play every Thursday, I am just beelining MSQ. I don't really do any side content at all. Just every Thursday, stream some main story, do the main story dungeons, do whatever it is, and carry on. I won't say where we're up to because spoilers, but oh man, like it's a great story. Don't get me wrong. It's one of those things where yes, it's taken me legitimately like 5 years to get through it, but it is good because that is a big build up and the payoff is great. But I will be the first person to raise my hand and go, the roughest part to get through in FF is unfortunately the start. So you have my sympathy. That is the roughest part to get through because it's a lot of like small. It's because they have to build up to it, so there's a lot of like small scale and world building and stuff like that. And it's like, is this going to be relevant later? The answer is yes. If you ever ask, is this going to be relevant later? The answer is yes. Some of the best writing in a game that I've seen in ages, but oh boy, it would take a lot of build up. Okay. I think I'm going to start with just a scarf. I feel like the scarf is going to be nice and easy, and I like scarves. And I haven't done any blender work in a while. So I also just want to go for something relatively easy. All right, I'm going to go to the full screen. Just a sec. Wow. So that I can set up some Blender stuff. I just realised that the stream avatars was timed out. There we go. Timing with the music. Oh yeah. You got a shiny. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, Blender. Julia. So the last time I made a neutral asset, the way I did it was I opened up like 3 of the bases that I own in Blender just to sort of guide roughly how big I was making it. So I don't remember if I saved that setup that I did. So it might take me a minute just to reset that up, and if I didn't save it, then I will save it this time. Okay, so file, open. Let's have a look-see. VRC assets. I don't think I did, so let me try opening one just to see what was in there. What did I put in there? I as a kite by then. Okay, I don't think I want to use this one. Open, don't save. I think the arced tail might be a good place to go off of. I think you can swap between servers but not data centers, right? That's probably where the issue's gonna be. Because we play on European. Still brings me round again to find not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one as a base. I've reopened up the first, because I increment all of my saves in Blender, which is a good practice. I literally have like the first one that I made for the arced tail asset that I did, where I literally had basically sketched it out in Blender. Hang on, I can actually show you guys now. I have it open. So this was where the arced tail started, which was funny. But I opened up. Let's see. I opened up the Nova Beast, which is probably the primary one that you can see there. The Nova Beast, the Leggy, the Jex, and the Eva Rex, to basically try to gauge the size of it. Tail is this one's actually done. This is on Gumroad. This is literally version 1. Arc Tail 001 start. So I'll probably save another version of this. I'm just going to go back here and I'm going to go various bases for asset creation. Okay. So now that's saved, I'm going to delete you. Dan, hello, darling. I love you. Might see if I can make a chat on another data server with, or follow me. If my XP items come with me, I might put some time into other servers. Understandable. Using the monster cattail a lot, but I need to get back to teaching myself Blender. Do it. Yes, that is a good tail. It's a big tail. Yeah. The arced tail, quote unquote, is basically I made an Arcanine tail. I made an Arcanine tail for VR chat, which definitely wasn't to go with the Arcanine textures that I made for the checks. Shh. It's fine. Just making assets for multiple models. Yeah, I'm trying to make stuff for Ferality Somna. There's the Arcanine checks that I did. But anyway. So, let me relabel some of these because some of them are very confusing. This is Jex armature. And that's Jex body. And this is Evo Rex. Which is surprisingly taller in comparison to every other one. Interesting how the Evo Rex is so much is by default taller than everything else. And then this one is that's the Nova. Nova skeleton. Nova body. There's the Jex. I love the Jex a lot. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to save that. There's the tail that I sketched out with the pencil. And we're just going to rub it all out. There we go. But like big tails, we can't lie. It's true. Going to dip for a bit, do some chores. Oh, Sam, have a good rest of the stream. Bye, Cash. Thanks for coming. I love you. Have a good day. Right, so that's all of our like example bases. Now made into a file. So I can go back to this file in the future. I need to drink my tea more. I'm gonna have another piece of chocolate, and I will finish off my tea. Oh. I'm still reeling from the fact that I learned that the Pope died on stream. So that was definitely a thing. Okay, so... By the way, I started on Punchman. So far, I don't hate it. Do you mean Monk in FF? Is what I'm going to interpret that as? Or do you mean you started watching One Punch Man the anime? Yes, okay. See? I'm not... See, Dent said the same thing! It's not just me! It's not just me! Right, let's do some file stuff. So, Virality, Somna, assets. I'm not planning on getting a lot made today. I'm mostly doing setup. So let's start with this one. We're gonna make this long scarf. That's the one I'm gonna do first. So I'm going to save this as FS for Virality Somna, long scarf underscore 01 underscore start. Save. We're talking about FF. Yeah. I know, I'm sorry. It's because you never call anything the right name. Oh, there's a couple of Bearmon in Digimon Time Story? Time Stranger? That's the next Digimon game definitely has me interested. The next Digimon game has me interested. There's a couple of Bearmon. They're like teasing, they're like showing all the NPCs that are going to be in the town or something by the looks of it. There's Bearmon. There's two of them. The Bearmon brothers. That's cute. Parrotmon apparently still relegated to forever being a bad guy. Poor Parrotmon. And Marukimon is the one guy in charge. This is the guy in charge. Hello. Hello. This is the guy in charge. Parrotmon's still asshole like all other parrots. Parrots aren't assholes if you get to know them. They're like cats. Oh yeah, actually, I meant to share this to you, but I didn't because I was like, I don't even know if you really use Twitter all that much. They have made a Digimon for you to bait you in. They literally have gone... Pss, 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 pss. What if Gallantmon, but more medieval? Psst, psst. They'd literally be going stash, stash. You like Digimon? Psst, you like Digimon? There is no release date for this game. There is no release date for this game as of yet. Which says to me it at least isn't coming out for, like, I don't know, 6 months at an estimate. I feel like a 6-month warning. The clown wishes for the circus. But if there's no release date yet, you know, apparently it's this year, but there's no release date yet. So I reckon that, you know, maybe like a 6-month window. 3 if we're being more on the negative side. I feel like Digimon games are not released regularly enough for them to just be like, by the way, it's out tomorrow, kind of thing. Keep on running. Keep on running. Right, I'm going to actually keep this as a collection of examples. Bases. So they're all there under one. That axe looked cool. It was like a halberd axe. It was like a halberd. It was very cool. I rarely, if at all, use Twitter just for Warhammer as their official account does announcements on it. I figured, which was kind of, I like ended up not sending it to you because I was like, you know, send via Twitter DMs. And I literally got there and was like, wait, no, Das doesn't really use Twitter anymore. And then I forgot. Okay, so let me open up my concepts again. I hope you find whatever you've been looking for. Okay, so the general gist is we're going to have scarf, that kind of shape, and then we have the back of the scarf come out, and I'm literally gonna like T-pose it, and in the hopes that the fizz bone is gonna do like the majority of the work. So it's literally, when I model it, I'm just gonna have it come straight out in a straight line, and then when I put the fizz bones in it, hopefully it will then drop down. We apply gravity to it, which makes it drop. So let's make it like comparable in length to the tail, because you got to think, like, I want this to like potentially touch the floor. Oh, that was the wrong button. So like that kind of length. Where's the Jex tail? Because the Jex has a long tail. Or do I not have the tail in this one? Oh, there's the raptor tail, which is about the right. So yeah, so even fairly equal length. So yeah, so probably about that long is how long I'm thinking. This core got a shiny. And then from the front, it's going to be kind of like a... kind of like up on the shoulders. Like this. I feel like that's the vibe that I'm going for with the shape. When they do, I'll be right behind you. Let's add cube. Right, cause I'm gonna I want the origin on this object to be the center of it. Nova Beast looks cute with whiskers. I believe someone did make whiskers for the Nova Beast that was like mapped to the face correctly. Oh yeah, Core, I have actually been playing Chonkers. I did actually, I have actually opened it and like been playing it. It's very cute. Okay, so we want to go into edit mode, and I want to add a mirror modifier, like that. I'm going to grab you and go to the side like this. How is it? It's an idle game, so you kind of open it and forget about it. It's an idle game, so you don't actively play it, but it's very cute. I have a room full of cats. It's slightly reminiscent of Nico Atsume, if you ever played that app. It was a mobile app. Very similar to Nico Atsume. Whereas Nico Atsume, it was like, oh, you buy food and cats turn up. In Chonkers, you buy the cats and you buy them as kittens. It's just an endless gameplay loop of you buy a kitten, you grow it up into an adult cat, you can sell the adult cat if you want, or you can keep it, and then you buy more cats. Because adult cats are worth more than kittens. But if you choose to keep a cat, it will give you passive income. So I have a room full of cats because I briefly was like, oh, I'll try to get one of every cat, and then realized that there is nowhere near enough room to get one of every cat. So I did sell a couple. And now I have more kittens that have probably grown up by now because it's an idle game, so a lot of it is just like time. But it was very nice to have on in the background the last couple of nights. It's the kind of game that like I could technically have like open during stream as well. Have your own ferret stream, but with cats. Kinda. They don't. I will admit they don't do a lot, which is very on brand for cats. They mostly sleep. They mostly sleep. You know what? I probably can show you. It's very nice. It has lo-fi in the background, so it is definitely a open this game while you do other things. Here are all my cats. You see how I've got two of the same here. One of them I'm going to sell. In fact, there's a duplicate there. I already have this one, so I'm going to sell this one because it's fully grown. Hi, Bessa. So this is what the screen generally looks like, is they're all fast asleep. And you just leave this here, and they passively gain income. You can play with them, you can give them toys. So I can spend a little money and get a new kit. These are all cats that I already have, so I'm gonna go with you. And then we have a little kitten. You just kind of walk away and leave them. POV, you have heated tiles in your living room. Yeah, basically. And you just leave it. It's an idle game, so you just leave it. You can see they're passively gaining money, so it tells you how much they get every day. And the rarer breeds earn more. I got a purple one, which is the rarest. His name is Marmite, which I loved. Pretty much all of these cats just have the default name that the game gave them, so this is Marmite. He's already like one of my faves. And yeah, it's it's an idle creature collector because there's loads of different cats to collect, and I'm on tier 1, which is the $25 film. You can go up and go up and get the different tiers of cats. I have not gotten any chonkers yet. I open up the book, you say, what cats have you got and what chonkers have you got? I have not gotten any chonkers. But I think it's because I've just started. There's space cats, which I'm very interested in, and then there's space chonkers. But I think it's a progression thing, because I bought a food bowl this morning, which gives you a +2 chonker chance. So I'm guessing that up until this point I had a 0% chance, and now I have a 2% chance. So you just leave it, and you gain money, and you come back and check, and you're like, oh, buy an upgrade, and then you leave it. But yeah, it's cute. And it plays nice lo-fi music, so you can have it on in the background if you want, or you can just close it, and it earns money while the game is closed for 24 hours. So basically, you check it once a day. So it's a lot like having a mobile app in that sense. Actually, before I subdivide, I need to delete this internal face. There we go, delete the internal face. Just found out the Pope died, BRB. Yeah, that was how I found out. I was on stream, and Das came in and was like, the Pope died. And I went, you fucking what? Excuse me? I was on my phone, and there was an article about him greeting crowds in the Vatican yesterday. Went in the kitchen and got a notification he had died. Fucking hell. Wild. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn on... Oh, we have already got soft select on. Nice. So now I'm just kind of like going to vaguely push and pull this into shape. It's like we kind of want that and that to be there. These internal ones are probably going to be deleted, but I might do that a little bit later. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. I think we're going to add in a loop here. Do svidania, Anya, your grace. I want to like pull that forward like that. Just grab this corner here and like bring it in like this. Not that bit. This song should have been playing last night. It sure should have. Yep. Theme for stuff that we were doing. having a good time being horrible. Not having a horrible time, having a good time being horrible. I just saw what you posted in FF. Ah! Hello, Hope. Drink some water. Alright, I'm just gonna make another cube. Okay, cube is also mirrored. Face. Delete this internal face. Good. Smega Barrage theme from Everhood 2 slaps so hard I couldn't stop listening to it. I keep meaning to put some Everhood 2 tracks into the stream playlist. I just haven't yet. But yeah, those tracks were good, the Smega ones. Okay, so let's grab this. We're gonna squish this fairly thin. I say fairly, about that thin, I think. And then super long. My soft selection is on. I do not wish for it to be on. I don't know if to make it 1 or 2, you know? Of like, either it's like a 2 of a big scarf like that, or just one big trail, and then like have like the little other end of the scarf like poking out at the front. I feel like I would kind of think it should just be the 1. See, I'll do a subdivide like that. And I want to do like a level of smoothing. Because I knew that this would happen at the end. just gonna ever so slightly do it like that. Not that the end of the scarf is going to be rounded, but it's not like perfectly square. Let me bring you back into the center. Right, how do I blender, add edge loops along one axis? Ah, okay. Ah, okay. So, Control R, and then I scroll up. So I want this to have a decent amount of divides so that it can move reasonably well. But I think what I want to do is delete that edge so that it goes all the way across, you know? So, edges. And then when I Control R and do it this way, I've got a lot of them. There we go. Like that. Is it adding one every time? I think it is. So let's go, let me actually count one. There we go. I added in 21 loops. I read that wrong. Uh-oh. Okay. I wish for more tea. But I do not have sedge. More tea. Brr. I finished Celeste, aka lost all my mentality. Oh, oh, pats you. It's okay. You should go now. You should go play Wonder Stop, which is basically like therapy, from what I've heard. I have not played it myself.
I've played Wonder Song, which I adored. Yes, this is Wonder Stop. Apparently, playing this with Miska while I'm over in Stockholm. Oh, fair enough. Apparently, you're running a tea shop, like alchemical magical tea shop. Looks intriguing. Yeah. Apparently, it has like Spiritfarer energy. Bearing in mind, I'm playing this without any sound at the moment. But yeah, I think that part did need sound. But yeah, apparently it's very good. It's very well received. It's being very well received. I believe Curls is currently playing it, and she is already in love with it. Apparently, it has Spiritfarer vibes. Or play Spiritfarer. Another game I have not played. Okay, so once we get to here is where I'm kind of gonna like bend it over to go in. I don't like trailers. It's kind of spoiling. Reason why I don't recommend watching Wonder Song's trailer. Fair enough. It's kind of why I didn't turn the sound on for that, because I don't like going in a game completely blind because I need to know if I'm going to like it. Is the thing. So like I will watch a trailer. I don't like trailers that like spoil the story, because yeah, I need to know if I'm going to like a game. Excuse me. I do need that trailer, otherwise I probably wouldn't have been interested. Ah, so there you go. Two kinds of people. The last part did it for me. I got intrigued. Ooh, interesting. Gameplay sure, but I don't want the whole game to be in that spoiler. Yeah, no, same. I don't want the whole game to just be in a trailer. It's like when basically the entirety of a movie trailer is the plot of the movie, and it's like, cool, so I know what happens. Why do I need to watch the movie? Okay, so I'm kind of basing this off the Nova Beast, but the idea is that it's meant to be avatar neutral. So we want to see if it will fit other avatars. Because the Nova Beast has its like neck mane here, which is kind of like poofing it out. I think I do need to bring in the sides though, because underneath the mane, the neck is like there. No, the Nova Beast, when you take the mane off the Nova Beast, it's got such a thin neck. It's got a little twig neck. Yeah, these sides I think need to come in. Connected. This is way too square still. Steam does require you to put a trailer there. That's what I'm saying. Of like, I don't fully agree with you. With I don't like trailers. Of like, I do want a trailer to show me the game. Otherwise, I'm not gonna know if I like it or not. Oops. Oh, I accidentally moved the cursor. I did not mean to do that. Where's my view options? Hide the annotations. I need the initial oh hello, and then I avoid aside from gameplay. Yes, I think I would say I am the same. I don't think I get as upset about you with spoilers, but they do mildly annoy me. They mildly annoy me, whereas I know you get like really put off if something is spoiled for you. Cannot mark it without the trailer, yes. I mean, we used to have a saying which was that you wouldn't buy a game if they didn't show gameplay. Like, that was what we used to say. Like, you know, we would go to, like, we would watch all these E3 things, and it'd be like, you know, available for pre-order, and we'd be like, gameplay, show me the gameplay. I am not buying without gameplay. Because how else are you gonna know? How else are you gonna know? So no, I do think that games should have trailers. The only game I've pre-ordered in recent years is Alan Wake 2. The only game I pre-ordered was Monster Hunter Wilds. And that was after the benchmark. And I knew it could run it. I just remembered the Crab Game trailer for some reason. Crab Game. The Dark Souls one or a different one? Sounds like it's raining. That's going to be fun. We need to go grocery shopping. This one. Let me have a look. Oh. It's called... Oh, because it's a parody of Squid Games. It's from the person that made Muck. Muck was actually weirdly fun. As chunky as it was, not chunky, but like clunky to play, it was actually kind of fun. That's fun. Bro literally made Squid Game and it's not even subtle. Danny made golden stuff at the time but disappeared suddenly. Sometimes it happens. It's a shame, but yeah. Spook had this YouTuber that he really loved to watch and still watches to this day. Who did a lot of horror games, and like he just stopped uploading just out of nowhere. Just stopped. Never heard from him again. And Spook was slightly sad about it because he was like one of his favorite people to watch. So now he just sometimes rewatches the old videos. Just complete radio silence. Just vanished one day. And it's like, damn, you probably never know what happened. Yeah, it kind of does suck. Like, obviously, people's lives are their own, and if they decide they want to step away from stuff like that, obviously, fair play to them. But it's a shame when it's, like, done without warning. It is a shame when it's done without warning and you just never hear from them again. You're like, oh, I hope they're doing okay. That's always my thought of, like, with anybody. It's always just, I hope they're doing okay. Can we... Shade smooth. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So already got a vague shape, at least, of... It kind of looks like a scarf. Anyways, I need to head out. So hi, bye, cool. Bye, Hope. Hope you have a good day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow evening. I'm going to be finishing in like 5 minutes. Blah. Ah, Hope. Thank you for gifting a sub to Besso. Thank you, sweetie. Very kind. Now Besso can pick a Pokemon. Besso can pick a Pokemon. I can what? These little guys down here. Look at you. You're a little dog at the moment. If you scroll down, there's a window that says stream avatars, and you can scroll through and pick a Pokemon. That represents you walking across the bottom of the screen. The daily special of the Diaper Bears. Shut up, Hope. Ah. You know it. Besso. I love you all. Alright, so I kind of need to think a little bit about the shape of this. So, if anything, this selection of faces is kind of like our lip, I think. of like, that's going to be a hard edge, I would say. Of like, that's the side of the scarf where it falls over. Let me turn those off and actually just have a look at this. I think I want to do this with soft select off, maybe. So I want this to be a bit closer than what it currently is. Come up a bit. And these bits come down like way more sharply. What the hell is happening there? Good lord, what is happening in there? The fuck? Who the hell are you? Get rid of you guys. Don't know what that was. Took a quick look, and according to the AI, which I'm skeptical of, it says basically anything that isn't soulbound or class gear will follow. I have no idea. I have no idea. Definitely dubious of anything that gets said by AI. I think we want another edge here and potentially another one there. I'm just going to try to remind myself to try not to be as shy. I'm very, like, always trying to keep the poly count as low as possible, but I think I go too far the other direction. So I try to remind myself to maybe not be as shy as I have in the past with adding in new polys. I make a new character on a different server tonight just to see. Fair enough. Nothing stopping you. Ooh. Was a sneeze, but it ran off. Gives me excuse to make, I'm guessing, rhythm is what that's supposed to be. I'm guessing that's rhythm. Giggity indeed. Probably going to stop there. Actually, it's 5. I should stop there. Yeah, I'm going to stop there for now. Okay, we've made a start. We've made a start. Excuse me. Okay. So we've made a start on some of the things that we sketched out this morning. We came up with a bunch of ideas, and I don't know how many of them I'm going to actually do. But we're starting with big scarf. We are trying to do big scarf, and we will go from there. So, yeah, we'll see how we do. So, yeah. Don't know how many of these, if any, we will get done. Yeah, that's the big scarf. The big scarf is something that's just like an accessory that people can have whenever. But I'll include a Ferality Somna like texture in it that has the like this cloth that they say that has this sort of like slight grid to it, and has this sort of teal and pale pink gradient. So I'll like include that as a texture, but also I'll include just like a basic fabric texture so people can just have a long scarf. So we'll see how it goes. But we've made a start. Start has been made, which is good. Fun part of the start of a project where progress is rapid, and then you get to the end where it's like having to do all the noodly bits. In my head, I'm hoping this is simple. In my head, it's simple. We don't even really need to rig it to anything. It's just going to be on the chest. And one big bone running down the center of the scarf. Apply physics to it so that it flops down to the floor. Job's a good one. And that should be it. So we'll work on that for the rest of the week. I still have video editing to do, but as I said last week, I basically didn't want to stream doing video editing anymore. That's a Regigigas! There's a legendary Pokemon that just spawned. That is a legendary Pokemon. And I was about to end stream. Fingers crossed for the Regigigas. Right. Hi. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna try and do video editing for the highlights video this evening. In the hopes that I can get that done and get that out, because now we're on week 3 of April, so I definitely feel bad that March's highlight video is not done. That's because the first week of April I was doing commissions, because commissions take priority because people are paying for them. So yeah, so that is why the highlights video is not out yet. So that is probably going to be my evening tonight. I'm going to be working more on that. I'm mostly waiting to see if anybody caught the Regigigas. But yes. So that is us done for today. Wow. So I hope you all have a good day, whatever it is you get up to. Me and Spook are going to go do some grocery shopping, go get some food. No one caught the Regigigas. That sucks. Goddamn. But hey, we've just learned that legendaries were spawning during this event. Although, because it was the Easter event, it's probably almost over. But anyway, yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have finished Everhood. We're going to be starting a new game. I have been emailed a key for a new game to try, so I think I will play it tomorrow because it is a creature collector. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give that a go. I have been emailed from a dev and been given a game key, which is very kind and very appreciated. So we're going to go play that. So look forward to it. I have no idea what the game's going to be like. I downloaded the demo for it. It's called, let me double check myself that I get it correct. It's called Portal Fantasy. And I downloaded the demo to try the demo. Never got round to it. And have now been emailed about it. So I'm going to be trying it out tomorrow. I think that is what we're going to be doing. So yeah. And I should email them to say thank you and let them know that I will be trying it tomorrow. So I hope to see you then in the evening. Maybe we can check out a new game together. Right. Enjoy the rest of the day, whatever it is you get up to. I'm going to go now. Bye. Bye. Bye.